Hello, greetings from the Office of Alumni Affairs at IIT Madras. I'm sure many of you have seen the first video that we had produced 2 years ago called Alumni Matter, which highlighted alumni contributions to the campus. Wherever we screened this film, the audience response was so enthusiastic that we were inspired, just like in Hollywood and Bollywood, to make a sequel. We are calling this Alumni Matter II. We wanted to do something slightly different in this video. The first one was essentially narrated from the donor's viewpoint. We asked alumni to tell us why they chose to give back to their alma mater. This one actually deals with it from the beneficiary's viewpoint. We have asked our faculty, staff, and students to express how alumni contributions have made a significant difference to their daily lives on campus. We hope you like this. Sit back and enjoy.
Hello and welcome. This is where you enter my Shangri-La. This is IIT Madras. Today I'm a student here, tomorrow I'll be an alumna. I may leave this campus, but a part of me will always stay behind, and I shall carry a bit of my alma mater wherever my travel takes me. But why is this place so special to me? Come, let's explore this magical kingdom. Which of the two roads shall I take? The one on my left or the right one? Or the road which is less traveled? Well, if I take right, I go past Vanavani schools and Kendra Vidyalaya, and if I take left, I go past the community hall, the campus temples and the shopping centers. Well, luckily for me, both reach to the same place, the center of this magical kingdom, Gajendra Circle, commonly called the GC. Let's go. Left. Here we are, the nucleus, the centerpiece, the answer to the universe and everything. This is Gajendra Circle, a place where we usually hang out, celebrate birthdays. Well, a small secret between just you and me. We are not supposed to climb on these elephants, but when the security guards are not around, we do climb on these elephants. So that was GC. And if I take left from here, I head straight towards the hostel zone. And if I go right, I go back to the outgate and to the adventures of merging into the traffics on the LB road. And if I head straight towards the academic zone, do you know on which road I shall be? That's right, Alumni Avenue. Let's go down that way for starters. Now you old timers will definitely recognize the building on my left as admin block. But the building on my right may be unfamiliar to many of the earlier batches. And this is ICNSR, Industrial Consultancy and Sponsored Research, where IIT Madras manages its rapidly expanding collaboration with industries. Now, we students try to spend less and less time hanging around the admin block as the workflow processes gets automated, freeing us to spend more and more time at fun places like ICNSR. But there is one place in the ground floor of admin block which all alumni in particular will relate to. Any guesses? Well, that's the Heritage Center. Come, let's take a peek. Here are all the winners of the Distinguished Alumni Awards over the years. Still less than 100 out of 40,000 alumni. Maybe I'll have my picture here one day. Now, on the top floor of this building is the director's office. And for the first time, we have one of our own alumni manning the post. Yes, Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, BTEE 80. Let's go up and say hi to him.
Since you have been a very active alumnus and now very actively engaged with alumni as the director. Can you outline some ways in which alumni can help the institute drive these initiatives?
Oh, sure. I think alumni can play a role in almost all these initiatives. Obviously, I've already talked about the fact that alumni can play a very important role in enabling our faculty to establish very deep and useful connections with the industry, mutually beneficial connections with the industry. By working with the faculty and looking for the opportunities and finding the connections, finding the right. It's not even the personal connections, but the connections at the level of the research. Making sure that that we make the right connections between the people in industry and the groups in industry that would benefit from the faculty members' knowledge and vice versa. Similarly, on the joint degree PhD degree program, I think alumni who are faculty in universities all over the world can play a very big role in this.
This building houses, among other things, the Office of Alumni Affairs, or just OAA, which is the nerve center of alumni or institute relations. OAA is also blessed to have so many alumni volunteers who give freely of their time to develop strategies for stepping up our networking and fundraising. We are only going to see a sampling here of what alumni has done for the campus. If you want to see more, come on over. We will make you feel at home all over again.
Getting a generous donation from an alumni helped us a lot in setting up a lot of infrastructure. This entire lab was built based on that funding that was given. So we were very, very thankful to Dr. Deshpande and his family for providing that donation.
And we are hopeful that with the generosity shown by Gururaj Deshpande, we will be able to build on that generosity and do better work.
I am working on generating very short pulses for communication applications mostly. I am very happy here. We have all the good resources and everything that is required to do my research. I thank my alumni, whoever has funded this place, for all the resources that we have and for all our dreams to come true.
I'm interning here in the photonics lab under Professor B.K. Das. Basically, since I'm not a student of IIT, being an outsider also, I'm getting an opportunity to study the various facilities available here and to work on a small project that can in a way contribute to this lab. I'm very happy because studying in IIT, working in IIT is obviously a dream come true. And everybody in the lab, professor, all the members of the research group, they help a great deal in every step that I'm going through right now. So this exposure to the various laboratories here, they are very helpful and they inspire me to take up research in future also.
One of the attractive features here is that we share the facilities of the lab. So in such a scenario, if there is a funding available to the group, I mean, it not only gets used by the students of one particular faculty, it actually gets shared. You might have actually seen many of the facilities, shared facilities by 4 or 8 of us in the photonics group. It's really heartening to see that the alumni do recognize the potential of the faculty and the students here and do come forward to contribute in terms of not only funding but also in terms of giving opportunities to our students and giving us resources to take us far ahead.
And there's really no limit to what we can do. So I think a really big thanks to everyone who helped us fund and start this lab.
Right from my first year, I have been using the service of the book bank. They have been really fantastic, and to have such a valuable contribution by the alumni is really wonderful to see. In fact, the book bank has been a good key to my success here.
I'd like to tell you about the cyclotron project, which is supported by the alumni of our institute. And we started this as a part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the institute. To me, it is very exciting that this will be the first student-built cyclotron in India.
I received the Young Faculty Recognition Award in 2011. It's a tremendous honor, and I get a terrific kick out of teaching and doing research, and IIT Madras offers you great freedom to do the same. I'm honored by this and I hope I live up to it.
Now that we have seen the epicenter of alumni relations, let's take in the rest of the site. This campus, more than any other IIT, bears the imprint of the contributions made by alumni and its well-wishers. And let's start with the single largest investment on the campus by a non-governmental source, the Bhupat and the Jyoti Mehta Schools of Biosciences, funded by the Mehta Family Foundation, Houston, Texas, USA.
My students have benefited a great deal in getting international exposure to various conferences which get funded in part by the alumni funding, and that has been of tremendous help. It's a morale booster. They also come to know what the world is doing in their own area, and they come back feeling more confident about what they are doing.
As you know, the very word IIT, it's sensational. So once I came into this lab, I found the students here, my co-workers are very cooperative. With respect to facilities, everything is like whatever the needs that I require fulfilled. Yeah.
But it's very heartening to see that alumni of all ages are very enthusiastic, very energetic, and that keeps us grounded in the ideals. And their support, their monetary support, as well as the fact that they have gone on to do very, very great things, amazing things in all spheres of all places where IIT students could contribute. That keeps us going. That gives us a level.
What separates IIT projects from other projects from India that we could see when we went to MIT was that our projects weren't about discovering something new within whatever has been found. It was rather about finding something beyond the boundary which has already been, more of frontier research. And this was possible only because of the broad-mindedness and the futuristic minds of the alumni who wanted to fund us. It was so easy for us to approach these alumni. We had to just explain the projects to them, and they just heard half the idea, and they were like, okay, this is going somewhere. And by the evening, they were like, okay, sure, we'll fund your project.
The Mehta family is so happy with their relationships with IIT Madras that they have recently agreed to fund Biosciences 2, a building that will come right next to the first one. Here's another landmark, the Engineering Design Building, co-sponsored by Ashok Leyland and Bosch.
Department of Engineering Design started in 2005 as a program from Department of Mechanical Engineering, and subsequently it became a department in 2006. And we started with a program in automotive engineering, and now we have two different programs. One is automotive design and second one is biomedical design. Very recently, with the help of Office of Alumni Association, we have put up a AIA Center of Excellence, wherein we will incorporate the laboratory related to automation in industry, and with the curriculum from our side and equipment and laboratory facilities being set up from AIA side. AIA, that is Automation Industry Association initiative, when it started with of course Office of our Alumni Association, coupled with Mr. P.V. Sivaram, who is from BNR, who is the director of BNR Industry, and basically IIT Madras alumni in 1976, and he supported this initiative to an extent that today this whole Center of Excellence has been set up because of his lots of efforts from his side.
And particularly I, as part of the Office of Alumni Affairs, felt very, very happy about it. And as I mentioned, it could not happen but for the enthusiasm of people like Professor Vasa and Professor Ashokan on one hand, and Mr. Sivaram. He was very particular because he is an alumni of IIT Madras, and he wanted it to happen very much, and it could not have happened but for that.
I came to this department in June 2007 as a project staff. I joined in this project called Autonomous Underwater Vehicle. Then later I continued my project. I converted into a PhD work. So in the same field I have taken path planning and obstacle avoidance as my research topic. I came from a small town, so basically I'm a Tamil medium student, so studied in a government school schooling only. IIT has sponsored me for an international conference happened in Pittsburgh in USA.
You keep going down this road, you will end up passing the Kempla Salma cricket ground, where a women's ODI cricket match has been staged. And finally wind up at Velacheri Gate, no more a sleepy hamlet but a bustling metro. Let's retrace our steps and hang a right at Biotech. Down this road, on my left is PGE Senapati Center for Computing Resources, funded by our esteemed alumnus Chris Gopalakrishnan. This modern facility is a far cry from where some of you guys were handed in punched cards in 70s and 80s. The Chemical Engineering Department has benefited greatly by the generosity of Chevron Corporation. And thanks to the intervention by our distinguished alumnus, Dr. Ashok Krishna.
I was very pleased that I was able to get Chevron Corporation to invest in chemical engineering in IIT Madras. We have provided for funding for the labs here, as well as established the Chevron Chair in Chemical Engineering to support students' interest in this discipline.
Chevron has funded for the upgradation of UG lab equipments and has made the entire lab full of fun.
In fact, I'm working on doing more interchange between Chevron Corporation scientists and the professors here, including people who could come and visit and teach classes and provide seminars. We're also interested, my wife is an alumnus as well, we're also interested in creating more scholarships at IIT Madras as well.
My colleagues and I would like to thank the Chevron Global University Partnership Program, an initiative by a bunch of alumni who have helped keep practical information alive that helps complement the lectures that we do in class. They've helped sponsor a lot of facilities which I believe will go a long way in keeping us and our students very relevant to face the challenges of the global society.
A shared memory for all IITians is a workshop. Hours of filing and carpentry. Did you know that the hottest spot on campus is a converted bay of the central workshop? Yes, of course, I'm talking about CFI, Center for Innovation, funded by 81 batch, where you walk in with an idea and walk out with a product. But why is this place so hot? Let's find out.
And we are working on a project to be showcased during Shastra nights, and this one is like mimicking a musical instrument which is used in olden times. It is called theremin. Here by movement of hands, experienced professionals can produce really airy sounds. In olden time sci-fi movies and all, these sounds were used, as in this musical instrument was used.
CFI really helped us a lot, giving us all the resources, money, and all other facilities we required. And they motivate all the head authorities involved. They motivated us to a very good extent.
We literally spend most of our time in our vacation here. So everything these apparatuses, it's tough to get them when you're doing it privately. Only because of CFI we did this. That's it.
There is a clear gradation across the years once Center for Innovation has started, right from national to international competitions. One thing which is observed across the years is that as we started participating in more and more international competitions, we are getting more exposure and also knowing the latest technologies which are out there in the industry and also in the academia.
The facilities are amazing, small things, some hardware, odds and ends, and I think that builds up over time as students pursue certain genres and certain areas that they're working in. Like, for instance, this is kind of the first pneumatic piece being built, and so the students were all excited. I go, well, you guys should get a few extra pieces of hardware so you can do one when I'm gone, and you'll know how to do it once I'm gone. A lot of it's all available right here. Chennai is loaded with the hardware, and so it's in the region. It's in bicycle distance.
so much.
Yeah, no, thank you, and thanks to this amazing institute. What a gift.
C5 was such a hit. The 84 batch decided to fund CSI, Center for Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
Aside from the education stream, this Center for Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship, called the CSI, also looks at research, and that research activity centers around building up material on social entrepreneurship within India, which is kind of lacking right now and which is required for the coursework as well, and also for practitioners.
CSI promotes education and research in social enterprises, enabling innovators to take their next step in reaching the market.
Other major initiative that CSI has been taking up in the past few months, in fact, is generating a common framework for research all throughout the institute, which involves a database for various projects going on within the institute, as well as other organizations associated with the institute.
We are looking at and talking to different funding agencies to bring about some support so that students can be confident when they move from idea to marketplace, that they can take that risk and look at doing something over a 2 to 3 year period.
In the entrepreneurship, I think there are many alumni who have a lot of experience in setting up companies and bringing them to a successful level. So I think mentoring, but even investment, venture capital, and also in the governance structures that we have set up, like the incubation society, I think there's a definite possibility that alumni who are interested in contributing by with their time and their thinking, their assistance to us in taking the effort at every stage to the next level. There's a strong, big role that they can play.
CSI is housed in the Department of Management Studies, which is flanked by a rather new Cafe Coffee Day and Tata Bookstore. A few steps away is Sharavati Hostel for Women, funded by IITM's first couple, Jayashree and Desh Deshpande, our alumni and long-term benefactors. But do the girls really like it here? Let's find out.
I finished my 5 years here and I'm leaving this hostel tomorrow actually. I remember the first day I was here, I was sitting exactly at this place on this bench with my father here, and we were waiting for all the formalities to be completed in the hostel office. And these 5 years have been absolutely brilliant. The place is really good, the hostel is very comfortable, maybe not the best, but it's home and it was very comfortable. And the people I met here, the experiences that we had together are something that I will not forget for the rest of my life.
OAT is still a happening place, though students don't flock here on Saturday nights like in old days, but SAR and Pro shows are packed to capacity. OAT does need renovation. The stage needs a makeover. This path here, from OAT to SAC, is among the loveliest on campus. The Students' Activity Center, SAC, is now the largest indoor auditorium on campus, and convocation is held here. There are plans to divide SAC into modular classrooms and conference rooms. The swimming pool, just opposite SAC, is also closed for renovation this year. All three renovation projects, OAT, SAC, pool, are available for alumni funding. Any takers? Close to SAC is the office of the IIT Madras Alumni Association, which issues ID card, register graduates into the database, etc. IIT Madras Alumni Association promotes networking among alumni by organizing chapter meetings and reunions among its many activities. We have a bunch of new hostels now to go with the old ones. And you know what? We keep up the tradition of moving mountains and standing rivers. I mean, our hostels continue to be named after rivers. Here are the hostels: Himalaya Mega Mess, Gurunath, all places where we hang out and chill. As we go down this road towards Alak and Mandagini, it winds its way past these and other newer hostels and eventually gets us to the crown jewel, IIT Madras Research Park, where industry meets IIT Madras prepared mind these days. The CEO is an IIT Madras alumna, Dr. Sandhya Shekhar. Let's drop in and say hi.
The research park has been operational now for about 2 years. As you may all be aware of, this has been a long cherished dream of IIT Madras. We have a number of collaborative projects that are going on across the 46 companies that are presently operating out of the research park. Over 100 interns were there last year who did their summer internships at various research park companies, and this year we hope for an equally healthy number of students to be here. So as you can see, most of the parameters are looking good, and all this has been possible because of the active involvement of all our alumni. As you might be aware, some of the seed funding has come from some of you that has helped. Very senior IIT Madras alumni are on the board of the research park, constantly giving us support and inputs in guiding this initiative forward. Some of our alumni have been actively helping us in spreading awareness about the research park. We have Munishi Sanyal, who's been spreading a lot of awareness about the research park in the Bay Area. We have Bob Nathan helping us out of New York and adjacent territories. And of course, during Pan IIT, a lot of you have been involved in spreading the word about the research park. We look forward to your continued support and inputs in guiding this initiative forward, and we welcome you to visit us here the next time you're here in India.
Even though we initiated research activities with IIT even earlier, it did make a lot of difference to us after we set up our center here in Research Park, because the proximity with IIT has given an impetus to these research activities by reducing time as well as increasing the clarity and focus.
I think this is an excellent place where you would want to do something that is totally different. And outside we have found that most of these systems are a standalone, whereas here we use help from the students and the professors to do something innovative.
The exciting mix of industry, academia, and the startup ecosystem, close proximity to the IIT campus, is a great way of bringing together TCS co-innovation to life. As an IIT alumnus and as an executive in TCS leading research and development, I'm really excited by what we have set out as very lofty goals for this lab. I wish the Research Park all success.
For the past few years, we have been focusing our efforts on building alumni relations and on fundraising. And I'm sure you have all observed that we have been quite successful in doing this. In fact, we feel now that we are ready to evolve to the next level in our alumni engagement. We want to start using our alumni as catalysts, as seeds, as nuclei to help institute efforts to build bridges to academic institutions, to industry, and to entrepreneurs. In this regard, alumni can play a huge role, and we look forward to your continued support and involvement.
We started at IIT Madras and ended up at IIT Madras Research Park. The past, present, and future all shining bright. Thanks is no small measure to those that have gone before us, our illustrious alumni. They help us in so many ways. These images and sounds, so dear to us, resonate with you as well. But nothing can ever substitute the real thing. Next time, when you're in the neighborhood, just stop by. Who knows? You may never want to go back. This is Sona Prabhakaran signing off. Bye for now.
Our alma mater is now 50 years old. Many things have changed, mostly for the better. But one thing has remained constant: our alumni still matter.